Hi friends, today for science we're going to continue learning about plants and where they grow and how they get their needs met. And I wanted to try to combine some of our reading and science and a little bit of math together. So I have an apple here, and have you ever wondered where these apples grow, or how do they get started? And so if I take my apple and my cutting board here and I slice it open, in the center of my apple, do you know what I will find? Let's see if I can find some here in the middle. So in the center of my apple, you will see some seeds. So all plants grow and start off from seeds. And so they will produce flowers or fruits that contain the seeds, and then those seeds will be able to grow and create new flowers or new fruits or new plants from the seeds of the plant that got started. So, or the parent, it's almost like a parent plant. So if we were to take these seeds out of this apple and go plant them in the ground, we would get a baby apple tree that would grow, and it would take a while for it to grow fruit, but that's how all plants get started, is from seeds. So the story I want to read to you today is from A Seed to a Tree. And you can see a picture of an apple here, and then here is the big apple tree with the apples growing here on the apple tree. And the sentences say, how do trees grow? A tree starts from a seed. Let's see how the tree grows from a little seed. And this is this diagram here is showing you how they start off as a seed here. And when placed into the soil and given some water and some sun and some air, the first thing that happens is it starts to grow a little root. So this word says a seed, or these words say a seed, and then it says the seed sprouts. So the first thing that happens is a root starts to grow down into the soil. So the roots are growing down, and then here a small stem will grow up and sprout some leaves. So this is called sprouting when it starts to grow. And then eventually, with more water and more sun, we will get a seedling. This is called a seedling. And so then you'll see that the seed coat is gone, and now we just have a plant growing. And I want you to notice the difference between these small roots, and now the roots are getting bigger. So they're not just going deeper, they're going further out, and they're getting little tiny little smaller pieces as they grow out further. So the bigger the plant, or the taller the plant, generally the bigger the root system to hold it up and support it, and also to get the water from the soil to help the plant get water. And then as the tree continues to grow taller, we call the baby trees a sapling. And I want you to notice here, as the stem grows taller and it grows more leaves here, the root system is getting bigger. And as the roots grow out, you'll see little tiny little roots more coming out so that it can absorb even more water from the soil. So it says a seed develops underground. It needs water and sunlight to sprout, and then it grows into a seedling. And then the seedling grows into a young tree called a sapling. And so this is what a sapling looks like. This sapling grows into a big tree, and what apple trees do is before they grow fruit, they grow flowers. And they grow flowers to attract the bees and the birds to them. And then behind those flowers, a tiny little apple tree will start to grow from under the flowers. Tiny apples grow from the flowers. They grow into apples that we can eat. So did you know when you're eating a apple that it actually started out as a flower? Here it says, there are many seeds in an apple. The seeds in the apple can become a huge tree someday. Isn't that amazing? So one tiny little seed here can grow into a huge apple tree just by giving it what it needs in its environment. So again, these are the words that we learned: a seed. It sprouts or starts to grow. The seedling, when it's a young baby plant, that has grown from a seed, and then a sapling is when it becomes a young tree. So the seed is part of a plant that can grow into a new plant. So today in your close reading book, we're going to go on to page 55, and it says, what can you learn about apple seeds from the photograph? So from looking at this, the apple seeds are growing here in the center of the apple, so that's where you can put down here. And then on the next page 56, this is what the center of the tree looks like, and for each year that a tree is alive, it grows a new circle. So this one says, when I look at the photo, you can learn how old the tree is by counting all the circles there. So this is what you're going to do today also. And then I also have this weekly reader that says, would you munch a plant for lunch? And you're going to be reading about the different parts of the plant, okay? And then we're going to use this word bank to fill it in. So we just talked about the bottom part that's growing down in the soil is the root. The tall, skinny tube-like that's coming up from the root is the stem. On top we have the flower, and then the green, the green parts that are coming off of the stem are the leaves. Okay, and then all these words are over here for you to look at and spell correctly. And you can read this too. And then on the back, you're going to look at this garden, and we're going to complete this graph. So it says here lettuce. So you're going to look up here in the graph and find the lettuce. And I see 1, 2, 3 lettuce plants. So on my graph, I'm going to color box 1, box 2, and box 3. And I will do that for you now so you can see this is a bar graph. So we're also doing a little bit of math to go with this. So that's how that looks. So remember, you're starting over here with number 1 and going to your right sideways. This is a horizontal bar graph. Okay? All right, you guys, have a great time with this lesson today, and I can't wait to see your work in a little bit.